Prepare to commence relaxation. Set your phone down. Put whatever is in your hands down. Free your hands. Free your mind. Close your eyes. Now, from the top of your head, imagine like someone cracked an egg and the egg's like running down. But it's not egg. It's not gross. What you're doing is you're just sensing the very top of your head, almost like you have a tennis ball setting up on the very top of your head, like it's balancing there. Put your focus there, and then from there down, imagine that you are feeling on your body, on your skin, warm, viscous relaxation just melting down from the top of your head. It starts, relax your scalp, your forehead, your eyebrows, your ears. Relax your inner ear, the back of your head. Now relax your eyes, your eyelids. Almost let your eyeballs just sort of like settle into their sockets. Let them relax. Your cheeks. Tension is melting away from your jaw hinge, where your cheekbones are, down to your nose, your nostrils, to where your nostrils give into that little dimple part above your top lip. Relax that. And then let your mouth relax. And then the muscles of your jaw. The little crease between your chin and your bottom lip. Relax that. Relax your chin. Relax your teeth. Yeah. Give your teeth a break. Relax your gums. Relax your tongue. It's melting, warm. Let gravity take it. Let it float. Let gravity hold you. It's protecting you. You're okay. You're safe. Now the line beneath your jaw. You can even use your fingers and feel just underneath your jawline. Relax those muscles gently. Relax your throat. Helps to relax that tongue. Relax your throat and the back of your neck. Relax the place where your cervical spine, atop which sits your skull. Relax that little area there. Okay. Melting down into your trapezoids. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. Let go. Let your hands fall open. And just let the tension drip off of you like butter. Relax your feet. Now, let the meditation commence. Om in nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritu Domine. Amen. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritu Domine. Amen. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritu Domine. Amen. Welcome back to That Thing with James. I'm your host, James, and this is the Chill Zone. Chill, 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 chill. Zone, 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 zone. That's what the show's about. Just chilling. You and me. And maybe a guest if I get them. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How was your week? How was Thanksgiving? I record these episodes the week before they come out. I record on Sundays, release on the following Friday. So I just had, Thanksgiving with the family, and then got to come home. I was fortunate enough to have Friday off from work. I did not purchase anything on Black Friday, and I feel fine with that because, if you've been watching this show for a hot minute, You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I had a nice short little visit with family, and I got to come home, and I've just had a pretty good weekend, especially compared to last weekend, where on the show I had a little bit of a anxiety attack, which had been building up for some weeks, nay, some months. Yeah, just dealing with some stuff, still trying to just sort of get a hold of my new life and the new contexts in which I find myself living. But that's not what this episode is about. Today, I, first and foremost, want to focus on just us chilling. Hey, what's up? You got some time? You just want to hang out? What's up? You're here. We're chilling, baby. So I found out about this thing called human design this past week. I had seen this woman, since I'm on TikTok now, this woman kept popping up on my For You page, basically. If you're not on TikTok, it's basically your main feed that the algorithm says, oh, so you're into this other stuff? You're probably into this too. And TikTok's algorithm is pretty fucking impressive at figuring out what type of content you would like. And pretty quick, too. It's really impressive. Well, there was this woman, as I said, who kept popping up on my main feed, my For You page, and she kept talking about this human design thing, manifesting. Now, I have played around with manifestation and that sort of stuff for years. I've been into, kind of woo-woo stuff for most my entire fucking life. Back in the day, when I was living in New Jersey as a little kid, I was super into Star Wars. And this is way before the prequels came out. So I only had the originals, and that was before George Lucas fucked them up royally. With all new CG and all that bullshit. Do you remember seeing that where it's like, oh, you know what? Let's add in every fucking character as a CG thing, as CG ghosts at the end of episode whatever, Return of the Jedi or whatever the fuck it was. That was so bad. Do not let George Lucas do any revising. Okay? that's my opinion. In my humble opinion. Oh, real quick. Today I'm drinking, not sponsored by, but I always drink it on this show, and I love to just promote it. Waterloo sparkling water. And for the past month or whatever, I've found cranberry flavor perfect for this holiday season. And it is, as with every one of their products, delicious, but it's cranberry, so it's especially delicious. I would love to see how they make their stuff, because it says, I'm pretty sure, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. So do they use real cranberries? Do they, just soak in cranberry juice, real homemade cranberry juice with this Waterloo sparkling water? I don't know, man, but it is good. I'm gonna have another sip of it. Are you? You are listening to ASMR. Mr. Ass, that's me. I'm the man, James Asser. I would like to mention real quick that I do have a master's degree. Well, back to the story. I have been, I was, honestly, I'm more into Star Trek now because, I'm not a baby anymore, I have grown and have philosophical thoughts and stuff, but I'd always had philosophical thoughts my entire life. And when I was a kid, I would practice unironically. I genuinely committed myself to practicing the Force, be it trying to, who in this world has not tried to use the Force to get the remote to fly into their palm using only their mind and the energetic life force that permeates and is the universe. I tried to use the force. I tried to levitate. I meditated as a kid just because I was into it. And that never, ever went away. I have always been into just, I guess, philosophical kind of stuff, and a lot of just, I would later find out a lot of the perspectives that I found made most sense to me as a kid, as my mind turned these thoughts and perspectives over. Eastern philosophies always really clicked with me. Western stuff is pretty kind of insightful, but it reaches a point where it's like current science. It's like you can only go so far, but then you have a hard time explaining some stuff because, well, you can't really quantify it, right? And so a lot of Eastern philosophies, I mean, it does take, it's like, what am I getting at here? It's kind of like, I think, is it Jeet Kune Do? That was the martial arts style, slapped together by Bruce Lee. Be like water, or be water, my friend. They always say be like water, but I'm pretty sure it's be water, my friend. Be water. Well, the philosophy of Jeet Kune Do, if that's what it's called, is basically learn from everything. Everything. Take out or keep what works, and then forget about the rest. And then maybe you'll come around and find out some of the stuff that you set aside does come into play later and does work later. But at any given moment, millisecond, use what works and incorporate, no matter what school of thought, no matter what technique of martial art, incorporate it. And so that's kind of what I've done with all sorts of different stuff I've learned from, just philosophy, which a lot of it I have learned from sci-fi, fantasy, just like high fiction kind of stuff. There's always some kind of, well, let me say this. Let me post it this way. My favorite kind of fiction is that which incorporates some philosophy or social commentary, which, I mean, it then comes down again to some sort of philosophy, some sort of way of viewing existence, viewing this experience we have while we're alive, these things we perceive. Well, anyway, I've always really been into that kind of stuff, kind of woo-woo, but I'm also very much into like science, like hard facts, things that can be measured and quantified and, tested, and, you measure the results and then see if you can replicate those results exactly every time. Basically, scientific method. I'm into science. I'm into the scientific method of, say, like Marxist critical material dialectical analysis. Like, I'm into that kind of stuff. But I personally also like to incorporate the quote-unquote woo-woo stuff. And the thing that I feel works for me is that the hard side, the quantified side, the material analysis side especially, helps kind of suss out the sussy stuff within woo-woo thoughts. But and there's plenty of it, as I kind of alluded to in the New Age Nazis series, which I will get back to probably in 2022. Because it's been entering my mind again. So there is a lot of sussy stuff in woo woo because it's so easy to put it in there because you can't really quantify a lot of this stuff. But there's also, I would say, more really good stuff like I Ching, the Tao, Wu Wei, all that sort of thing, Buddhism, etc. It explains a lot of things that you can experience, like repeated, but you just can't fucking measure it. Does that make sense? So I personally have my own, I guess, philosophical Jeet Kune Do. And a side note, I would love to get back into martial arts. But I've been doing yoga and stuff like that I started when I was like 21 or 22 doing yoga. And I haven't looked back since, but even before that, I did Taekwondo and, the mind-body connection, all this sort of stuff. And by the way, if you think you have to work to connect your mind and body, no. They are linked. One does not exist without the other, mind-body. Just so you know, FYI. It's simply becoming aware of that mind-body connection kind of helps you get a better understanding and thus a better handle on yourself. And what I mean by a better handle on yourself is being able to understand why you do the things you do, how you do the things you do, why you do them the way you do them, so on and so forth. And through that, start learning how to, just kind of become aware of your machine and your software, so to speak, your body and your mind, emotions, etc., your thoughts, feelings, sensations. Once you become more aware of those, and not like in a self-critical way, just simply aware that they're there, just experiencing, observing them. That's the word. The more you observe, the more you have a better sort of control of it. Like learning controls in a video game, Once you're aware of the controls and you get a more nuanced feel of the nuances, the more control you have, and therefore the more options you have to do something that you want to do. So through that, it's not like it's a one and done sort of thing. That awareness of your mind body connection, your responses, the way you sense things, that is an ongoing practice. It's an ongoing education. It is a lifelong lesson, and you will find things that work and find what doesn't work. And I recently found something that for me works. It's something new, and it helps me wrap my head around and contextualize sort of how I am, say even like my energy levels or the types of results I get from the different ways I try to accomplish some certain goal, say. Now, this relates back to the For You page on TikTok and this woman who kept coming on and talking about like manifesting stuff. And I've tried a lot, and I've had some freaky fucking experiences where something worked out, but then I've had other things that just didn't work out. And then I've had other sort of things manifest, like in this manifesting experiments. I always like to think of these things as experiments that have blown up bad. Well, this woman kept talking about this thing called human design. She's like, once I discovered my human design, I learned that I'm a manifesting generator and, blah, 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 blah. And things started working out for me, yada, 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 yada. Never mind the fact that I also am skeptical of like, well, you also have a lot of material privileges, not to say that you are, like privileged in an unfair way and necessarily exploitative way. But as a lot of these people who are into like manifesting stuff, just put your content out there and you can become a millionaire. Just learn how to code and you can make 6 figures within a year, blah, 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 blah. A lot of these people really seem to me very unaware of their material, what was the word I was just saying? Luck, their material luck. And it's kind of annoying, but there are also plenty of other people who are aware and do incorporate and say, this is some woo-woo stuff for you to try out, and it's worked out for me, but also be aware of like material stuff. And, they'll acknowledge the material side, which I appreciate. This woman didn't necessarily do that. And, but she was the jumping off point for me to learn about this thing, like I said, called human design. But what the fuck is it? Let me see here. It is... I'm just going to go off of Wikipedia here. I have not read this yet, as per usual, but let's see what Wikipedia says here, just so I don't have to spend minutes trying to describe something that's probably easier to describe here. Human design is a spiritual practice whose effectiveness has not been confirmed by peer review research. It is a New Age-inspired pseudoscience. Its proponents describe it as a, quote, holistic self-knowledge system, end quote. Human design combines astrology, the I Ching, Kabbalah, and Vedic philosophy. Human design was originated by Alan Robert Krakauer, who published a book called The Human Design System under the pseudonym Ra Uru Hu in 1992. Hey, that rhymed. Krakauer developed the human design system following a mystical experience in 1987. Let me guess. Was he on drugs? Probably. That'd be fucking cool. Drugs are cool, man. Human design purports, this is an adult show. If you're underage, what are you doing? Get out of here. Come on, get. Human design purports to be a self-knowledge method which does not have any specific religious dogma or affiliation. Despite this, human design has been described by theologian J.R. Hustwit as a quote-unquote trans-religious project that is, quote, breathtaking in scope and synthesizes 7 or more traditions. It has also been described as a physiological counseling instrument and, quote, the new astrology, end quote. In human design analysis, planets are displayed in a type of horoscope called a body graph. The body graph shows the 62 hexagrams of the I Ching at various locations on the body. It is sometimes shown within a mandala overlaid on the 12 signs of the zodiac. The human design addresses dietary regimen and ideal environments for living, working, and relationships. In addition, it facilitates deep access to bodily, generational, and interdimensional intelligence. So that's a pretty good way of describing it. So you can go, there's like a couple websites that I found where basically you put in your date of birth, your time of birth, because you are putting in, you're getting your natal chart, like your full astrological natal chart, but it's being put into the system that, it incorporates the I Ching, which I don't believe I've done an episode on the I Ching, and I think I want to do that. That would be very cool. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's just I space CHING, I Ching. It incorporates, it's like kind of a divination tool developed within Taoism, if I remember correctly. Well, it incorporates that and like your chakras and your bodily organs and sort of how your energy works and that kind of thing. Now, I can see how, I have not encountered it, but it seems to be a common thing with New Age stuff. As I discussed in the New Age Nazis series, somewhere down the line, this is probably links up to some fascist fucking conspiracy theories, and maybe a little bit of like over the past week I could see my mind like a society in which this is really incorporated, say into like a tribe or something, and it basically turns into eugenics, because eugenics also sort of dictates how you should live your life, what you should be eating, that sort of thing. Well, I haven't encountered that yet, but I can imagine a way that it could turn into that. But that aside, and as I said, I personally have not encountered that yet. Granted, what the fuck was that? It's Crack Fridays and Screaming Sundays. Apparently, it's always fucking screaming on Sundays downstairs. Anyway, you can get your graph done. I haven't found anything, eugenic or fascist in this yet, but it's pretty interesting and it has spoken to me. I don't know if you can hear that screaming, but that is some kids squealing. Oh my God. Okay. So just check it out. Go to, I think there's one called myhumandesign.com. And then there's another one, I think it's called like mybodygraph.com. Like put it into Google first so you don't get the wrong URL. And you put in your information, your birth information, and then it comes up with this graph that has, well, if you've ever done a natal chart, it's got your natal chart stuff, but it incorporates it into your body. And there are different types of designs, like human designs. There are manifestors, there are generators, there are projectors. Let me look up what the different designs are. Human design types. Okay. Wee girl. Okay, so here's a thing from Wee girl. Wee girl. This one was written by someone named Adair Smithwick, your go-to guide for human design. You've heard of the Enneagram, astrology, and Myers-Briggs, but have you heard of human design? The concept has recently dominated the health and wellness industry as more people discover how their type can help them better align themselves and their world. Defined by 4 types, human design can help you understand and align with your higher self. I hate that term, higher self. Anyway, warning, learning about your human design could cause you to live fully and embrace your uniqueness. Are you ready to live your truest form? Let's get started. And of course, this can easily get, I see all sorts of like MLM type chicks on this stuff, but I did find a very good and totally not MLM. Like this one's, I actually like it. A podcast that I'll boost later on once I start talking about what I found out my type is according to human design. So first, what is human design? According to the Jovian Archive, human design is a map meant to understand your genetic nature better. The human design chart, also known as the body graph, defines where energy flows within you and how you can harness that energy to your best ability. In addition to better understanding your genetic nature, you can uncover the conscious and unconscious aspects of yourself that will lead you into true alignment with who you are. This concept is based on psychology to encourage greater fulfillment of your life. Your human design type is based on your birth, yada, yada, yada. Okay, the human design types. There are 5 types. There are manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. I'm a projector. So, the 5 types are defined by 3 categories. The strategy, or how you make decisions, how the aura functions and affects others, and your signature, which indicates where your life is moving. I'm happy to say my signature is success. So, can't wait for that. But funny enough, I have to wait for it according to my design, which again, I'll get into in a bit here. So, okay. Time for a quick history of human design lessons, yada, yada. What is this? Okay, so here's this thing. Human design has been around for roughly, 35 years. Well, it's a year older than me. I'm about to turn 34, December 15th. Wish me a happy birthday. And if you really love me, become a patron at patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. Help support the show and me. And you get access to bonus episodes, by the way. Go to patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. And for as little as $5 for an entire month, you can get one extra episode every week because I record bonus episodes after recording these, like this free episode. I record a bonus episode every week, and you will also get access to all the previously recorded and released bonus episodes. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, if you like learning about all sorts of different shit, you like my whole vibe, where I'm not like a particular genre or anything. And, I'm kind of like Cowboy Bebop, baby. I'm just fucking remixing experience and making it into like a fucking chill vibe called That Thing with James. This is it. If you like it, show your appreciation and get a little something back. Patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. Also, while I'm on business, since I'm here already, if you have a suggestion for a story or topic or subject you would like me to cover on the show, if you would like to be on the show, or if you would like me to be on your show, or if you just want to tell me nice things, send me an email at thatthingwithjames@gmail.com. I'll read it and I will get back to you. I also have social media. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. My handle on all three is at James J. Asher. And another place where you can give me some content for the show and share some memes and shit posts, because I live for shit posts. Become a subscriber at my subreddit, reddit.com/r/thatthingwithjames. There will be links to all this stuff in the episode description. And also, if you are not already, please subscribe to this show. Give it a 5-star rating and a positive review. And for you YouTubers, give it a thumbs up and all, and write a comment, a nice comment, please. And for everyone, share the show. Share the show, friends, family, strangers, whomever. Share it with your pet. Hell yeah, I want more animals watching and hearing this show. I think they would love it. Anyway, that's the business. Back to it. Human design has been around for roughly 35 years after the founder, Ra-Uru-Hu, encountered what he called a voice. His encounter lasted for 8 days, where this entity shared information that would soon create the human design concept's blueprint. The teachings of human design are based on Western astrology, chakras, quantum physics, Kabbalah, and I Ching. As we learn more about human design together, you may notice some elements from these existing practices. Ra-Uru-Hu's students have become teachers of human design around the world since the discovery back in the 1980s, and they continue to encourage others to experiment with their individual design. And I want to say, my body graph that I got, I still don't understand a lot. There's like a lot to learn. And there are a lot of different websites that will do readings and such for you, but they want you to, pay a hefty price. Certainly nothing like $5 for a whole fucking month of stuff, which is pretty fucking cheap. Wink. Patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. No, I'm talking like you pay $100 and get this reading. But you can also find a lot of this stuff for free. It's just you're going to have to learn on your own, and you're going to have to do some digging to, find out how to read your graph and the implications of the reading, etc. Well, anyway, there's a lot I don't understand, but I've learned what I have learned thus far with my own graph makes so much fucking sense. I guess it's like learning something about yourself, like maybe I, I, it's not on the same level and certainly not the type of prejudice, but it's like, figuring out that maybe you're trans, like that explains why you're always feeling down. You've got body dysphoria. I think that's the word, dysphoria, all that stuff. This is certainly not on that level, but this has clicked for me in making so much fucking sense of my experience and of just how I sort of do things from the gut. Because surprise, surprise, one of the aspects of my chart was that my decisions and my best decisions come from the gut. And when I overanalyze it or second guess, and the gut doesn't repeat itself. It speaks quietly, sometimes loudly, but it only speaks once. Follow it, you'll be fine. And that's been my personal experience. And every time I try to strategize and intellectualize and overanalyze, it fucking blows up in my face. Anyway, back to this article here. So where does the science come in? Human design is based on neutrinos. Neutrinos are particles with a mass almost equivalent to zero, making them highly unique and fast-moving. 3 trillion neutrinos pass through the planet per second. Ra-Uru Hu's defined the science of neutrinos as the foundation of the human design system and how energy passes through our bodies, influencing our interactions throughout life. Type and strategy. Finding your type is the first step to understanding your human design and how it works. As mentioned, there are 5 types that will help you experience greater alignment with yourself, but just as important are strategy and authority. Throughout your human design experiment, your goal, and I do like that they always refer to it as an experiment. Treat this as an experiment, and it calls itself an experiment. But through the experiment, the goal is to master your strategy and authority. Once you've hit mastery, a whole new ease of life is opened to you. You may find your relationships are stronger, your decision-making skills are sharper, and you're overall healthier. Each type has a different aura based on the energy centers that communicate and engages with others in the world in different ways. The manner in which you communicate is called your strategy. Using our strategy is how we begin to live a life with less resistance. And again, that's kind of what I was saying a bit ago. Like, I have found and have often struggled with that really just following my gut. I meet a lot less resistance in life when I just go with my gut instead of going with what I think is the right thing or what I think I should do or what it seems like, hustle, hustle, hustle. Everyone else is hustling and getting stuff back. Why is this not just not working, but blowing up in my fucking face? That's kind of resistance. Whereas if I just go with my gut, it works out better than I could even fucking imagine. Because I literally, you can't predict the fucking future usually. I mean, I can predict patterns very well and that sort of thing, but the precise when and how and type of phenomena that happens to you, you can't really predict that necessarily. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Here, let's read what these types are. Type 1, generators. This type, generators are destined to build. This type is known to be energetic and eager to respond to problems and challenges as defined by their strategy. They have a consistent energy source located in their sacrum, so there's little risk for burnout. So that's someone who just has a lot of energy and doesn't need a lot of rest. Generators make up 37% of the population, are designed to build, and while they account for the majority, they hold a critical role in society. Without generators, there would be no making and doing, quote unquote. This type is known to be energetic and eager to respond to problems and challenges, yada, yada. As a generator, you may feel inclined to hop headfirst into a new project or commitment. However, you may find yourself later bored or frustrated. To conserve your energy and avoid frustration, express caution about what you say yes to and allow time before making a decision. These strategies will allow you to feel satisfied in life. When you learn to listen to your body, you will find your signature theme, satisfaction, and purpose in life. That's type 1. Part 2, manifesting generators. Manifesting generators make up about 33% of the population. What makes this type different is that this type holds a manifester and a generator's characteristics. Manifesting generators find joy in trying new things and squeezing the most out of life. They are notorious for finding shortcuts to mastery. Manifesting generators tend to work hard like a generator with their energy stemming from their sacral chakra, but have the power to speak things into existence like a manifester. You may be a manifesting generator if you experience bursts of energy with the need to recharge, or if you feel strongly about whether something is for you or not. Manifesting generators know immediately if they are on the right track. You need to be aware of what you respond to, and like manifestors, ensure you are informing others before you act. Satisfaction will come from manifesting generators to learn when they learn how to conserve energy by acting and responding with caution and intention. Okay, so then here are manifestors, which include 10% of the population and are known to be the trailblazers of the world. Manifestors are happiest when they are on their own, solving problems and making a difference. However, they thrive from the energy of other types and find balance from their support. Their energy is known to be some of the strongest of all types, which means that manifestors often speak things into existence, hence the name. To find alignment, manifestors must use their strategy of informing before acting. Informing others before acting gives advance to those around them to charge full force without any obstacles or stepping on toes. Don't mistake their need to inform others with asking permission, though. Manifestors often are determined in their endeavors and move forward without question. Anger is a sign that a manifestor is not living in their true identity. Once they learn to communicate effectively and start to inform themselves and others in their intentions, they can begin to feel peace and move forward in true alignment. Communication will help to alleviate the feelings of control and will allow the manifestor to experience their signature, which is genuine peace. And then type 3, projectors, which is what I am. Projectors are quite different from manifestors and generators. Projectors have an engaging and complex depth to their spirit. See, I'm special and I'm deep and I'm complex. And I think we should kiss. Wouldn't it be weird if we kissed? This type includes 20% of the population and differs from the aforementioned types due to their lack of consistent inner-generated energy, meaning they need naps, which I need naps for sure. Unlike manifestors and generators, projectors must use their energy wisely to live in alignment. Without careful use of their energy, they risk burnout in their daily lives. And boy, do I get burned out when I don't really take care of myself. Characteristics of a projector include, This cranberry sauce is getting to me. Characteristics of a projector include feeling like they don't have a calling and the desire to be recognized for their skill. Wait, feeling like they don't have a calling. That's weird because I most definitely have a calling. And they also have a desire to be recognized for their skill. However, projectors have skills that are highly sought after by others, which makes them excellent leaders. And when projectors learn to wait for the invitation, they can invite fulfillment into their lives. With their lack of consistent energy, this type must become a master at productivity and act as a guide for others to do the same. When projectors wait for the invitation, they can provide the necessary guidance that fulfills both themselves and others. Think like advice, unasked for advice and advice that is asked for. Projectors who fail to wait for the invitation often feel unappreciated or experience bitterness, which, I can become quite bitter, that can prevent them from living happily. Even more so, accepting the right invitations becomes a crucial skill that can transcend the projector. Success is the signature for projectors, making them very special. See, I'm special. If you're a projector, find joy in your work and you will find success. And I've got some stuff to say, but I'm going to wait and read the next one. Type 4 reflectors. I've not read about this one. Reflectors are the rarest of them all, representing only 1% of the population. Reflectors are very attuned to the world around them. They quickly pick up on the quality of energy they come in contact with daily. Have you ever been around someone who instantly knows whether the environment is safe or if it's time to head out? This is representative of reflectors. They are sensitive to energy, and if they aren't careful, they can absorb negative energy. I think I'm sure a lot of this stuff is on some sort of spectrum because I feel I've got a bit of that too. The sensing. Reflectors do what their type name suggests, absorb the energy around them and reflect it out into the world. As a reflector, people you come in contact with will pick up on the energy you reflect and vice versa. Reflectors also stand out because of their connection to lunar cycles. Reflectors rely heavily on the moon cycle and the energies that it brings. For a reflector to live in alignment, they must wait out a lunar cycle. If you are a reflector, you can avoid disappointment by revolving your energy around the moon. Once a reflector can learn to live by the moon's cycles, they can experience real interest in the world and surprise themselves with what's around them. Surprise is the signature of a reflector. Okay, so my chart said that I am a projector. And the one thing that really fucking struck me like a crystal bullet to the middle of the forehead of like, wow, what the fuck, was strongest sense. Because it'll show you like what your strongest sense is. And mine was smell. Now, if you have been watching and following this show for some time, you will know that I have talked about a particular episode, not of just the show, but of my life, in which I sort of unlocked a super sense of smell, which is also sort of a super sense of taste, because mine was like taste and smell, the fucking sense. I have super fucking smell. And to see that reflected in my design body graph kind of blew my fucking mind and really made me want to learn more about it. And so, of course, I consulted different websites and then said, fuck, I need to go to Reddit because that's a great resource for finding places. Like, it's a good springboard and it's a good place to hear what other people have to say. And from there, I found out about a podcast called, I think it's called That Projector Life. And I've only listened to a handful of episodes so far, but the person who makes that, she's really good. She's not going to say like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Oh, buy this package to blah 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 blah. No, she does have like some monetized part where, but I think that's more like career coaching kind of a thing, or like a marketing strategy sort of a thing. It's her day job, but I think the podcast is more like her passion project of talking about being what it's like to be a projector, because she's a projector too. And so much of the stuff I've learned from that podcast and from other things I've read about makes so much fucking sense to me that when I go ahead and do something, when I try to hustle and grind or do what society at large tells you to do, like, oh, you have to do this way or else you're not going to get success. I've seen it very recently with this fucking show right here. Where I tried to hustle or do something a certain way. I've been fucking with it for over a year now, really. I mean, it really took off when the pandemic started, and I was like, I'm not getting acting work. What the? I gotta do something. And so I tried to do stuff with this show and take it certain ways that I feel really came to not just the detriment of this show, but also to me personally. I expended so much energy and burnout, and I wasn't having fun, and things were just getting worse all around because nothing in your life exists in a vacuum. Everything affects everything else, okay? And it has just been like on a downward spiral, and I've been dealing with that. And then I had like, you know, my months-long buildup to a nervous breakdown really came through last weekend. And, well, by the time you're hearing this show, it will have been 2 weekends ago. But I had a lot of that months building up to that fucking breakdown. And I was like, I need to readjust. And then this fucking thing comes into my life. Like, I just stumble upon this. And I remember so many things that have like worked out and helped me understand and move forward and actually achieve the type of success and goals that I want for me personally, in my gut, in my heart, in my inner baby, what it wants. I kind of just fucking stumble into these things because when I try to, you know, tinker with it in certain ways, it doesn't work out. And I've known that forever. If I try to push something, it just pushes back even harder. And I forget that sometimes. And then when I let go and give up, things happen. And I feel that this human design thing has, from what I understand, and the more I learn about it, the more it gives me context and understanding how I work. I mean, it's eerie. And then again, I'm treating it like an experiment, but thus far, it has been pleasantly eerie in its accuracy of explaining and it's just clicking. It clicks for me of like, okay, I really need to listen to my gut, and I really do feel like I have more energy. And one of the key things for Projector is just having fun. Because you're going to have to wait. Because I know when I try to force something or, you know, get into a situation, oh, I see, you know, these podcasters are talking to each other and all this stuff. And there's this whole thing. And I would really like to get into that. And so I, you know, kind of reach out and everything. And more often than not, it doesn't work out. And even if I go in with like good intentions, I'll find that, oh, I just sort of had some one little icky intention that I was consciously ignoring in trying to reach out and enter some like little bubble of people or whatever. Whereas I've had some other things like the hosts of fuck, why am I blanking out? Radio Free Tote Bag. Those two are just absolute sweethearts. And I only got them on the show and got to be on their show because I was just having fun. You know, I wasn't like going in, I'm going to try to network or whatever. It's just I got a response from Audrey on some tweet that I made. And I was just like, oh, this seems fun. And said, hey, you want to be on my 100th episode? And she said, yeah. But that only came about because I was having fun, you know? And so I guess what I'm saying is I'm special and I get to have fun and play. And another cool thing I've learned about projectors is that they're known as like seers, like SEER, and also leaders. And the thing is, like, they can just sort of see the way things work, and they can just sort of instinctively, well, not sort of, they can absolutely instinctively see how a system can be improved. However, someone has to invite them, say like, hey, what do you think about this? Because otherwise it's not going to get heard. And a projector will end up being like, well, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've got some value to offer here and I am valuable and you don't fucking see that. That's the bitterness that can come up. So, and that's one of the hard things is the waiting for an invitation. That doesn't necessarily mean someone saying, hey, come here. Do you want to come here? That sort of thing. There's different nuances. Just think of it as like a broad umbrella term for projectors have to be invited to a sort of thing. But anyway, this episode went twice as long as I expected it would. So I need to wrap it up, charge the camera, and then I'm going to record a premium episode. But I'm interested about this stuff. I'd like to hear what your design type is. You know, go to those, look it up, like My Human Design. Yeah, it's woo. Just think of it as fun, just a fun little experiment, you know, like a BuzzFeed personality quiz or whatever. But I'd like to hear what your type is and if it clicks for you. So let me know, like write a comment, email me or something. I can read it on here. ThatThingWithJames@gmail.com. Send me an email there. Slide into my DMs, social media @JamesJAsher. And again, if you want more of the show and if you want to show your appreciation, I invite you to become a member of the Black Diamond Exclusive Club. That means a subscriber at my Patreon, patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames. All right. That's it for today. I love you. I'll catch you next time. Bye. Oh,